Hey guys, welcome back to Kelly's Garage. I'm Kelly, and this is the first build video that we're going to be doing in Kelly's Garage. So welcome. We're excited. We're going to be building the my bench. I talked about it or teased it in one of the other episodes. All that lumber up against the wall over there is for the bench to get built. But really cool about this episode, not just being the first bench build, but it's also the first one with my daughter Hannah in it.
Hi, everyone.
So what you can see me doing here is I'm trying to figure out how tall exactly I want to make the bench. That's going to affect all the cuts that we're doing, especially here for the legs that you're seeing, based on how high the wheels are. So I measured the wheels, and then I did some mathematication and have figured out the heights that we're going to make the bench. Started that first cut, and per the usual, I forgot to hook up the dust collection. So started, stopped, and we'll get that vacuum hooked up so we can clear that dust where we're cutting.
It's much easier to work, breathe, and see when there's not dust in the air, so the shop vac comes in handy. So right here you can see that we switched places and I got to try the miter saw. It was my first time using this tool, and you might notice that if you use it too slow you can get a little burn mark. So don't use it too slow if you plan to use one.
I do have to say that working with Hannah is really fun. You could see that we were excited about doing those cuts and gave ourselves a high five.
So right here, we're looking through and picking out the best 2x4s for the top. And some of them had mushrooms growing in the cracks in the wood. So always make sure to check your 2x4s.
Okay, at this point we have made all of our cuts. Our cut list is complete, and we're looking over the plans. Hannah's taking a union break there, drinking her coffee, and we're getting ready to do the build.
Woot woot.
So one thing I absolutely love about my garage, and I got it a couple months ago, was the ceiling dropped air hose. I got that as a gift from Hannah, actually.
It's true, I bought it for him.
And I love it a lot. Lately, it's developed a little bit of a quirk where the last foot will not go back up into the reel without fighting with it. And you see me actually pulling it all the way out here, and that's my attempt to try to get it on the coil evenly. Did it all the way back in, and it still had that last foot not make it.
20 minutes later.
I hope you enjoyed that Alvin and the Chipmunks moment. So you can see that we keep putting a lot of pressure on the wood because it was bowed. But luckily those screws are pretty strong and things straightened out. One thing that my dad is very excited about with this bench is that we won't have to work so much on the concrete because that stuff is not forgiving to the knees.
Yeah, it hurts a lot. And being my size, I'm 6'3", trying to get down there on the floor is just really uncomfortable and hard to do. I hate it. Case in point, as soon as I get the opportunity to get off the floor, we lift the frame, and then so we can finish screwing those joists in while standing up instead of being down on the floor. Hannah did a really excellent job measuring out all the runs for the joists for these frames. Definitely made it easier on me not having to get down on the floor and do all the measuring. Those young legs definitely helped out quite a bit.
So for this project, it was my first time using an impact driver, and may I just say that thing is very difficult to control. You can see my dad coming in and grabbing it. You need some upper body strength to handle one of those, just letting you all know.
So I actually went out and got the impact driver for this project specifically. I had done some framing with 2x4s in the past for some storage units mounted in the garage, and I did that just with the Makita drill that you see. Problem is that the Makita drill, although a great tool, I love it for most everything, just doesn't have the power to drive a lot of these long screws into this yellow pine 2x4 and get the fit that you want and the joining connection. So I went out and got this, and I couldn't be more pleased with it. It definitely had no problems handling the screws and getting them all the way into the wood and seating these things tightly against each other. Another good thing about having the extra tool with getting the impact driver is not having to change the bits out between drilling the pilot holes and then inserting the screws with the impact driver. So that was also a big plus in having both tools.
Super convenient and time saving. Hey guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. We love any advice or comments that you leave and might feature one on a future video. So thank you for your support. Don't forget to hit that notification bell.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. Definitely appreciate any comments. Love the likes. Don't forget to tell everybody you know about these videos. You don't just have to share it on the screen. You can actually verbally talk to them and let them know that you like our videos and where to find us. Tell your dad.
Or your daughter.
So what you can see we're doing here is we're taking these scrap pieces of 2x4 from our previous cuts and we're affixing them to the table legs. The idea here is to take the bottom frame for the workbench and rest those on there so we can screw it into the legs.
It was a great idea in theory, but what we didn't do was affix them to the right side of the table legs.
Now, having put those in the right position, we're able to put the frame on the scrap pieces successfully. Okay, what you see here is we're putting on the casters on the bottom of the workbench here, which did end up being a little bit too tall. After flipping over the workbench and doing a project on it, it just felt a little bit too tall. So I did buy some different casters, a little bit shorter to make the workbench a couple inches shorter in all, without having to rebuild the entire thing.
This part was very exciting because it was great to see how much space that was actually going to be there on the workbench to do new projects, and it just made the future seem bright.
Yeah, very satisfying indeed, just to flip that over, get it on the wheels, move it around, make sure that when you lock it, it stays in place. Yeah, really excited about this getting done.
We're not out of the woods yet. As you can see, we're getting more wood.
Yeah, and funny thing is, as we're moving the piece of plywood over to be the temporary top of the workbench, the gimbal battery dies, and we end up recording about 30 to 40 minutes of the floor. So unfortunately, I don't have any more recording about the rest of the bench build. Again, if you've been watching these videos, you'll find that I continue to make mistakes and learn from them. I think that's one of the main goals of this channel. But yeah, didn't get to record the ending of this video. You will see a nice end picture of me and Hannah with 2 thumbs up a piece. That's 4 thumbs up on this bench build. We really enjoyed it. We hope you did. Definitely check out our other videos and come back and see what we do next.
The end.